Don't listen to that watch and that pace time. That's running time. We are about a mile, less than a mile from the Seth Warner shelter, and it's 12:52, and we're gonna reevaluate how far we go. Okay, this is the Seth Warner shelter, built in 1965. That would be the year that Sarah and we were born that year. So we have decided not to stay here because there's supposedly some guy that stays here, and we're really close to a dirt road, and I'm sure that guy's rain jacket is here, and there's a bunch of stuff. So that's the way to the water hole. We didn't get water because it didn't look good. Here's the fire pit. Here's a little sitting area, and we don't know what goes down there, but down there was a lot of nice tent sites. So if that guy leaves this area, tenting here would be awesome down towards the water. Okay, this is for mud. And you wouldn't think that it's deep, but I guarantee you, your pole would be half covered in mud. Yep. So now it's my turn to get across. Okay, we are day 2 on the Long Trail going northbound to Canada. And we stayed at the Congdon shelter last night. We didn't get in until about 7:15. We were the last ones to arrive. and next to last to leave today, but we decided to sleep in, and then it took us 40 minutes to get our water. So we're learning out here. We actually are in kindergarten right now and hope to graduate to grade 2. But I'm going to show you a little about the trail. Okay, so I'm about probably 1.37 miles up from the Cobden shelter. Sorry, I'm very inexperienced at filming and hiking at the same time. It's pretty rocky in this area too, much more rock than yesterday. But today, Sarah and I have decided to hike our own hike, and she's ahead of me because she's faster, and I'm more of a slow and steady hiker, because that way I know I will make it to our destination. So we are going from the Cobden shelter to road crossing, Route 9, 4.1, and then we're going to meet up there and reevaluate. We're probably going to do a super short day today and then get up tomorrow really early, probably at the crack of dawn, because it takes us about an hour to break down our camp. So it's pretty hot today, although this section I'm hiking in right now, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a lot of vegetation, and certainly it's a much smoother trail. So and we're going downhill, so I like to pick up the speed and try to catch Sarah on the downhill and take it slow going up. So I'll check in with you a little bit later. All right, I just wanted to show you guys this. Every so often on the trail, somebody puts a heart next to a tree, and it's a heart made out of a rock. So it's nice to come upon this. Kind of reminds you of your loved ones. We saw earlier someone was cutting, probably with a utility knife, hearts out of bark. So here's this one, made naturally by a rock. Across this awesome fern part of the forest here. You can see there's some tree damage right there, but it's nice to come down to something like this. When you come down to the bottom of the hill, it just looks so fresh and new. So that is a trail. Right now it is 1:21 p.m. on Sunday. Alrighty, we are going up to Melville Shelter. That's where we're going to spend the night. And we just had some awesome trail magic, which was really sweet. I had Coke, had a muffin, and I've got a banana for dessert tonight. But this is a pretty cool ridge. Up ahead is going to be about halfway up is Split Rock. So I will check in with you there. Okay, this is Split Rock. It's across from Route 9. And this, let me tell you, the last 3 miles of this freaking trail has got us going uphill. First it was downhill, worse than the weights. And now we're going uphill. It's not as bad, actually easier. But I've been looking forward to videotaping Split Rock. It's so cool. All right, so I'm gonna walk through. I'll show you what it looks like if I don't fall. It's so cool. It's a little tunnel, and it's actually a little cool in there too. So let me just get up here without falling. I'll turn around and you can see what it looks like here. Okay, Next up, who knows? Today is Wednesday, August 2022, and we are going up Stratton Mountain, and that's Sarah going up this badass freaking hill, and we don't know where it ends, but it's pretty damn steep, and not too bad, she says. And you can see when you're hiking, you have to be really careful of these things. You find them everywhere, and they can be definitely over the trail like this one is, and you never know when it's gonna fall because it's broken right in the middle there. So you gotta be really careful, and on a windy day, you don't want that thing crashing on you and be a widowmaker. So happy trails, and we're gonna carry on. Okay. All right, this was the next hill up. You can see two hikers in front of Sarah. Those are seasoned thru-hikers. They can climb this in like 30 seconds. People like me, it takes like, you know, a few minutes. So I'm gonna check on up, and it looks like it's not too bad way up where they are right now. And I hear a lot of people behind us, so I gotta get carrying on. Some kind of little birdie up there. Little birdie in the window, but we can't see it. But we did come across these layers of ledge, which are kind of pretty interesting if you were in my shoes here. But I'm sure you can't see it, but there's layers and layers of ledge, and it goes all the way around here. We're just below Spruce Peak on to Route 1130. We have about another mile and a half, and that breeze is amazing. Today's our hottest day. There's that bird again. Oh, they just flew off. There's two of them up there. All right, signing out. Okay, here's Living the Dash on day 8 or 7. 7, oh my gosh, 7. It's August 5th, and we survived this horrible storm that came in Manchester. by staying at the Pinnacle Lodge last night, so everything on the trail is super wet. I don't know if you can see those leaves up there shining in the sun. The sun is actually starting to come out. It's cool, probably in the 60s. However, the humidity is like 200%, so it doesn't matter. This is the first bridge we kind of walked over. I know there's some through hikers behind us. Whew, my backpack's in the way. I'm gonna hold on. So I'm gonna go end up in the brook. It's still touching. We have our rain covers on today because everything is just super wet and you want to keep your stuff as dry as possible. So Sarah will, I gotta turn the other way so I don't fall in the brook. Oh. So Sarah will display her backpack cover by turning around, and here it is. We both actually have the same color, same brand. So we're twins today. Blue shirts. I got the kind of weirdo. I don't know how to do it. Anyway, I got the weirdo shorts. Sarah's got the cool smart wool, and her feet are still dry. All right, we'll talk to you at the summit of Bromley Mountain. We are almost to the summit of Bromley. This view is much different than the last one we had when we did our shakedown hike here. When we did our shakedown hike here, we arrived at this spot 7:15 at night, and it was blue sky. And today it's wicked foggy after a significant amount of rain and lightning and like 60-mile-an-hour winds. So actually the trail's been excellent today, not wet. And we have about maybe 1.5 tents, maybe less than 2 tents to climb. Sorry, I'm really shaking this. We have probably less than 2/10 of a mile to make it to the summit, and when we get there it's going to be so fogged in, but I'll show it to you. There's Sarah. She is enjoying the much needed breeze. She's way up there. I'll zoom in as much as I can, but she's probably about 150 feet ahead of me. All right, we'll carry on. All right, we made it to the summit, and this is the summit of Bromley Mountain, and I'm gonna do a 360. We actually have a view up here. That is the ski hut. We are allowed to stay in there. Oops, Sarah's going in there right now. It's slightly raining, and she's going in there. We're gonna sit in there and get out of the wet. And then that's the ski sign, I think. No, I don't know what that is. And then just going around, there's an AT through hiker way up there enjoying his meal. And on the other side, he's airing out. It looks like to be his tent. And then we're going all circle all the way around. And over there is where, no, not there. Yeah, over there behind me is where we did our shakedown hike and spent the night on Bromley Mountain. And there is the big ski lift. Sorry, it's really jiggling here. And there's the map of Bromley Mountain. All right, we're gonna go make a good meal so we can hike another, let's see, 8 miles to our destination, which is Griffith Lake. This in the winter season. I'm videotaping Sarah. Okay, no worries. I'll get you. Don't fall. So this is a section that was extremely icy, and it was probably 3 feet deep of snow here. We had no idea. we never saw these bog boards until today. So this is where Sarah, this section, almost twisted her knee and probably would have torn her meniscus or ACL, and we would to never have been able to go on this journey, but miraculously she didn't. And there she is today, hiking and enjoying life. And it's really, really humid. And she says like this is the most sweaty day for her. So, and I sweat a lot. So that means she's sweating more than me. All right, we're going to Griffith Lake. We haven't made it there yet, but it's like 3.4 more miles. We're gonna bust it out and hopefully get a campsite. We heard that they were pretty full yesterday, and hopefully everybody's gone and we can get there in time. If not, we'll have to stealth. I'll see you later. Good morning, it's day 8 on the Long Trail. We are leaving Prue Peak Shelter. We could not get into the tent area because it was filled by this huge group. So we tented last night by a brook. It sounded just like this, and I had the best sleep I've had since on trail. So just a little tidbit, if you can sleep by a brook, do it. And we're going to USF 10 today to see our husbands and to get resupply for, we're not sure how many days, but we want to end up at the Long Trail Inn. Perhaps to take a Nero and a Zero. My feet are eaten up by the trail yesterday, so they could use some rest, or else I probably won't make it to the end. All right, happy trails. Okay, we're about a 1.3 from resupply and a nice meal by our husbands, but this is a beautiful bridge and it goes over the big branch brook, and this is the most water we have seen since we've been on trail. I don't know if you can see that way up there. And there was this dude here saying he has ice cream up above, so at the USF 10. So we're gonna hit him up for some ice cream where that AT hiker is right there. That's where we put our feet in for 10 minutes and watered up. This is a really nice bridge, by the way. And then this is going down. So we are off to get something to eat. Good morning. It is August 9th, Sunday, and we are back on the Long Trail. We stayed at Lost Pond tenting area, group area. What? Little Pond. Sorry, Little Pond shelter area, and it said group tenting. We were the only people at that place, so it was exceptional. We could do whatever we wanted and not worry about it. So anyway, we are heading up north to see how far we can get. We are going to be going past the rock garden, Help me out, Sarah.
Some kind of
Oh yeah, an ancient like building, a village. Don't remember the name of it, but if we find it.
rock.
And then the white rock is, I can't wait to get there. It's so, we're gonna be, man, we could do a live video if we had internet, but, or whatever, Wi-Fi or whatever it's called. Service from Verizon, but we have been struggling with service for the last 3 days. But anyway, we have a very happy day today. We have conquered 75 miles of the Long Trail. Yay! So, yep, here's Sarah. We've been in for a half a mile and we're drenched in sweat. The weather has not been kind to us today or yesterday or the day before, maybe the last 4 days. It's been so stinking humid. So I think we have one more day of it and then it's supposed to change. So we are happy about that. So here's a little bit of the trail. We're going up about 500 feet till we get to the top. We have wicked heavy packs because our husbands came yesterday. John cooked us steak and salmon. Glenn brought salad. They all had cold beverages, even, what was it? Margaritas. How could I forget that? My first margarita, actually, believe it or not. Anyway, we're coming up on Homer Brook. We need to water up. Both of us only have about a liter, but apparently this one is not good. So if they come from like the beaver bogs and stuff like that, generally it's not good water. So we don't like to take it from there. So we got about 5 miles until we get to the next place that has reliable water source. So just to let you know how we are staying hydrated out here. Every half of a mile we stop and we hydrate. I have my Apple Watch, which has been really great. So every half mile we stop, and then every 2 miles we stop and take our packs off to rest our backs, rest our legs, and snack and hydrate again. So we will hopefully not be climbing up to that ridgeline up there. We're not sure where the trail's taking us, if it's gonna curve over that way or not. But we are on our way, and our goal is to make it past the Minerva shelter because apparently it's a really, really dumpy shelter. Lots of mice, although there's good tenting areas, but we might stealth tonight because last night actually felt like stealthing, but we had a privy and a platform, but both of us believe sleeping on a platform is not comfortable. So I guess it doesn't really matter where we camp as long as it's flat and soft would be even better. Oh, anything else, Sarah? No? Okay. All right, we're gonna sign off so we can start moving a little bit faster. Go.
This is Aldrichville, the remains of Aldrichville Mill Village, circa 1890s, and you can see there are lots of artifacts on top of this pretty sturdy stone wall or stone foundation.
That looks to be a shovel or a maybe something used in the garden.
That looks like
Oh, that's some kind of wheel right there. And I don't know what that is, but this is kind of cool. Hey, there's something on the ground right there too. See this? This is cool. This is gonna make a cool day because up next is White Rocks, the rock garden. You guys are in for a treat. I've been watching so many videos on that rock garden. Here's something over here. It looks like some kind of hitch or something that's down there. And this is interesting too.
foundations in the background.
Oh yeah, look at over there. Oh, there's the foundation. And I'm...
Like there's more up towards where we'll be walking next.
All right, so this is pretty darn cool. That's your education for the day. We just came across this wonderful forest after hiking through birches and maples and elms and whatever else is out there. I don't, probably not elms, but look at this. It's like magical. There's so much. And it smells like Christmas. Oh, I could walk in this all day long, and look, the footpath is a blessing because we've been walking on rocks and roots, and I swear I hit every single one. But anyway, we're almost to the rock garden. We're making good time today. We did get dumped on by some rain. Sounds like we were the only hikers that did, because every time I ask somebody if they got caught in the rain, they say, what rain? Well, we found it, or it found us. Okay, we'll be up next to the rock garden. Well, I just signed off, and here's the rock garden, but this is really not what you want to see. You want to see the next one, because it's just full of these, oh my gosh, these cairns, I guess, right?
Yeah, cairns.
Oh, that one looks like New Hampshire over here, kinda.
It's like fairy houses, but...
Okay, it is 10:25, and we've gone over 4 miles, and this is the rock junction that's much bigger than the one that we saw before, rock garden, but it's really big. And there's even some over on the other side, smaller ones. So we're gonna stop here because we stop every 2 miles, but we will push on a little bit just to cut to here so we can sit down and find a nice rock to sit down on. Sorry, this camera's really bumpy, but it's really cool. There's a blue trail here, it looks like. White Rocks Cliff Trail Outlook, 0.2. I'm not going there because that'll be 0.4 on my feet. Oh, look at this. I've seen this in videos too. Oops. It's quite large there. And it looks like this is it. So that's the trail for the Long Trail, Appalachian Trail. And let me just take a shot. I actually like the other garden better.
Well, I think because it was smaller and it was spread, there weren't as many rocks in the middle.
So they even built on top of the sign there. Okay, I'm taking my heavy pack off. Having some lunch. Good morning. It is the 10th day on the Long Trail. We have gone, was it
85?
80? Yeah, 85,
over
80,
miles.
yeah, over 85 miles. Can you guys believe that? So day 10, yesterday was extremely hot. We got hard, and there was about a 7-mile stretch with no water. So when we got to the airport lookout, you can see that on the map, looking at the Rutland Regional Airport, we were almost out of water. So we ended up bathing in the gorge, Clarendon Gorge, which is warm water, but it was water. We watered up. Then we started to go further because we were going to Clarendon Gorge, or Clarendon Shelter, which after the fact we found was not a very nice shelter. So we started to climb this, I don't know what it is, kind of gorge, I guess it could have been back in the day. It's very narrow, and we were doing this at about 8:30 at night. you couldn't see, so we had our headlamps on. This goes all the way up. We have no idea. I think it's like a mile up, not sure. We just met a older couple and they were coming down, but you can see all the ledge here. There's many, many caves. Here's one here, and then there's one right next to us about 5 feet from us. We have no idea what kind of animals are in there. Maybe humans too, to keep cool. But today it's oppressive. Apparently it feels like it's like 90, but feels like 96. We're going to make it a short day in our hopes to get to Governor Clement's shelter to spend the night. We hear it's an excellent shelter with an excellent privy. So if we get there, we will show you the excellent privy. All right, we're gonna carry on up this massive climb. 25 steps and stop. 25 steps and stop. Okay, to carry on with that next video, or the former video, this is Sarah hiking up. This is about where we turned around last night. This is not steep. That's actually easy. Here's another cave. So this is where we stopped by. Whoa, you can see nice little trail system there. And then this area on the trail for the last, I guess, 7-10 miles has been really dry, and you can see the vegetation is dying. A lot of trees on the trail. The last 2 miles we're losing their leaves, the green leaves. But here's what we just climbed, and it's super steep. You cannot even tell it's steep, but it is steep. So we turned around here, made a great decision, turn around, went back to the parking lot, and then we decided we were looking for a stealth spot in the parking lot, and we didn't feel it was safe and it was so noisy. So then we decided to call my sister, and Debbie helped us out getting us a place to stay at the Pacucci residence in Rutland. They were so gracious to come and get us, like it was probably 9:30, 10, quarter of 10 at night. But they did, we tented in their yard. They fed us breakfast this morning. It was delicious. We had coffee. So we do appreciate trail angels along the way to help us out. There's a cool spider web. So we are very thankful for Darcy and Bob, and it was nice to reconnect with them. I hadn't seen them in a while. So we are gonna go onward and upward and see what else is up ahead. We have no clue. We've never hiked this section. All right, have a great day. Okay, we are 2.4 away from camp for the night. Most people probably think hiking is like this. Smooth path, pine, a few pine cones too, but it really isn't. It's a luxury to get a path like this. Most of the time there's roots, rocks, and everything in between. Mud. Today we passed a wasp nest, and we know that we probably stepped over a few that were in the ground. So here we are heading up. We just watered up. I've gone through 4 liters of water today in 5 miles. I think that's a record for me based on mileage, because yesterday I drank 4 liters, but we, I don't know, hiked 14 or 15 miles. But the heat is oppressive. It's so hot. There's a storm rolling in, and we've heard thunder in the distance. So we got our pack covers on. A pack cover is a cover that protects your pack from getting wet. It won't do 100%, sorry. It won't do 100% of the job, but it will keep the majority of your pack and what's inside dry. Because inside you also have a waterproof bag, because when you don't have that pack cover on and you sweat profusely like I do, like I probably have sweat 5 pounds in my bag today. So that means a 30-pound bag is now 35. Here's that brook. The water is pretty low, it's warm. So it's really not refreshing. But anyway, I gotta put the phone away and I gotta kick butt. Sarah's behind me and I know she'll catch up. All right, see you later. Okay, we made it to Governor Clement's shelter tonight in the pouring rain. It's a little bit of thunder and we've got our tent set up. It's supposed to rain tonight. This is our first night in the rain. So when you've been hiking in the rain, you get a little mud on you. So for instance, my legs are filthy. Like, look at that. My sneakers are gross, but you got wipes and you'll use those to clean yourself up. Don't forget how smelly you are too. Have a great night. Happy hiking. Well, heidi ho, we are in another rainstorm with thunder. Karen is so scared of lightning, so this is not very fun for her. But this is the inside of my tent. I've got a nice little house fly up there. Luckily, he's under the rain fly and not in my tent. Down there is my pile of dirty. Oh no, my bag is outside. Of course, it's gonna have to stay out there now. That sucks. Anyway, that is my socks, my dirty socks. My bag liner, my sleeping bag. I got some food here and my electronics bag, and all this stuff has to go up in a bear hang, which I can't do right now because my headlamp right here was dead. So I don't know when I'll get to sleep. Over here is my pot. Only has water in it, so don't care. Bear won't get that. I have Sarah's headlamp because I was using it and now all of a sudden torrential downpour, so I'm running in my tent. There's my Long Trail book. Some more cords, trying to charge everything. And that's it. So this is the inside of my tent. There's not much to it, and I hope it keeps me dry tonight. You guys all have a great night. I'll talk to you in the morning. Okay, we are about a mile up the trail, and this is kind of what we've been walking on for the last 2 days. So either on the right or left side, there's a drop off. This one's not too bad, but it's really not too bad. But the other, yesterday, and actually earlier today, we had some severe drop off. So I guess this portion of the Long Trail is getting us ready for Mount Mansfield, maybe. Not quite sure, Camel's Hump. But we'll be there in a few days, so if you would like to hike with us, please let us know. We'd love to have company. All right, good morning. It is day 11 on the Long Trail. We are halfway up, maybe a little bit more than halfway up Killington Mountain right now. We're gonna summit and go over. And then we have Pico, and then we have hopefully the Long Trail, in that Long Trail, where Glenn's gonna meet for a resupply. I'm not sure about John. Is he coming?
Maybe tonight after puppy class.
After puppy class. All right, so I don't know if you can see in the background here, we've been climbing for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, we're making pretty good time considering the elements. It's actually on the cool side, but the humidity is still so high. We're hoping that it gets a little bit clearer because sun really in a cool temperature would be awesome right now because we're completely drenched. Our packs are drenched. We slept in the rain. And Sarah, talk about your evening in the rain.
We did sleep in the rain. I almost got my dinner made before it rained, so I had to be very careful, making sure I didn't get any food in my tent for a bear to come get us. Finding a bear spot for Karen was a little difficult because there weren't a lot of trees with branches. I loved sleeping in the rain, and I actually like the weather today. It's breezy, it's a little bit rainy, it's kind of cooling me off. I'm looking forward to making it to the Long Trail Inn.
All right. So for all you football moms and dads out there, maybe some players that are watching, I now smell like a football player.
We all do.
We all do.
Ink, we stink.
We do. All right. Happy trails. All right, good evening, folks. This is Karen and Sarah. We are at the inn at the Long Trail. We made it here the last 2 miles, 3 miles. 3 miles for me was really tough. 10.5 miles. We took the Sherburne
Pass?
Yep, down to the inn at the Long Trail. When we get back on the trail, we gotta go, I think it's a half a mile to a mile down Route 4. Not sure how we're going to do that yet because the traffic here really is horrible.
Dangerous.
It's very dangerous. We had to cross this road.
With an 18-wheeler coming.
Yes. It's very, very sketchy, and the state police actually should be here because they probably make $1 million in like a couple days. There's people speeding. But anyway, I had dinner with Glenn at the Irish pub here, and Sarah?
I had dinner with my husband and our dog Ozzy. We had some pizza. We both got to resupply. We've got all of our things airing all over our room. And
hiker stink. It still kind of smells like hiker stink. But we had a love, like
our outfits.
Oh,
we
yes.
We have loaner clothes on. So
yes.
Karen and I have Toyota.
Oops. Back to that, Karen almost dropped her phone, but we want to show you our loaner clothes. So, oops, wait a minute, okay. The inn has hiker loaner clothes, and loaner clothes are just whatever you want to wear, like they have extras. So Sarah's got this beautiful Toyota and
soccer shirt, and
yeah.
I've got men's
You guys see these
on.
shorts. Come on, like they're like, maybe 70s, 80s
I don't
style.
know, they're definitely men's shorts.
She still has her red Crocs on. And then I have this.
And then this is Karen.
This is a turquoise short sleeve. This is mine because I don't really have a brassiere to wear because it's getting clean. But I have these like running shorts that have actually underwear in them. So I'm like so happy about that. But we are ready to get some good night's sleep and some rest our bodies, and we will be back on the trail on Thursday.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Sorry, we didn't mess up your vlog.
No, you didn't. Okay, it is day 13, August 11th, and we are back on trail. We left the inn at Long Trail at 6:50, yeah, something like that. And we had to do almost a mile walk to the trail on Route 4, which is, thank God there was a guardrail and we could walk on the other side because that road is horrible. So anyway, we're back on trail. We're a mile in, and we are now at the junction, which is where we split from the AT. So we will just be on the long trail here out. So we'll have to say goodbye to our AT hikers. And it's just gonna be Sarah and I, probably not seeing many people. Let's see, we're gonna try to go to David Logan Shelter, although I've got new sneakers on and trying to break those in. You got a
heavy pack.
And a heavy pack. We got resupply from our husband, so I know mine's super heavy. I changed my tent location. I don't know if that's causing it, so we'll figure it out. Sarah,
the weather is crisp and cooler this morning, so it feels really good hiking. It's actually the best morning of hiking that we've had. We were up earlier. I think this is the earliest we've been out on the trail, and we have found that when we're out here early, it is the best time to hike. The daylight changes and you can see the light coming, and it's just cooler and more comfortable. So we're looking forward to seeing how far we can get before the heat comes out.
that's right. Hopefully it won't get too hot and humid like it's been on the other days, right? All right, take care, and we will be back in touch. Oh, wait. Okay, good morning. It is our start of our second week on the Vermont Long Trail, and Sarah will tell us exactly where we are.
We are at mile 118.2. It is very brisk out this morning. In fact, I had a sweatshirt and a rain jacket on when we left. I've shedded those for just a hat now, but the temperature has dropped dramatically from the last few hot days. But it's very comfortable in the woods and the sun is out.
That's right. So we are headed to Sunrise Shelter, which is about almost 7 miles from where we were. And we're about a mile in, and I got a surprise text yesterday that Glenn and Mark will be coming, and they're hiking up to Sunrise. We're either going to stay there, or Glenn's going to check out the stealth areas. Apparently there's a couple at Brandon Gap parking area, so we'll see how those go. If we feel really, really good, which I don't want to stay with the other group, they were too loud, but they're really, really nice.
They're nice.
They're very, very, very nice.
They're just much younger than we are.
Yeah. So we did stay in a shelter last night, Sarah's first time in a shelter. How'd that go, Sarah?
I did not sleep as well as I would have liked to, and the bunks were a little low. So I smashed my head in the middle of the night, and I had a headache for the rest of the night.
Right.
But I like my tent. The only reason I slept in a shelter is because our things were all dry and it was wet on the ground. It started raining last night, and I didn't want my things to be wet.
Yep, and I get as much sleep in my tent as I do in the shelter. So from now on, if the shelter looks good and I feel comfortable in it, that's where I will be sleeping, because it saves me a lot of setup and tear down time. So I need all the time I can get to hang my bear bag. So we are off to go, and I hope I get my Ursac today. It's supposed to get delivered to the house, and hopefully Glenn will get it, or if it's been delivered, and it will save me so much time. Okay, you guys have a great day. We will too. Good morning from Mount Horrid. This is our day 15 and it's August 13th on the Long Trail. We are going to be crossing the halfway point tomorrow, but we wanted to show you this really nice ridgeline. If you get a chance to go to this area, especially in the fall, you should do it because it's so pretty. The climb is not fun, but what you get at the end is superb. So we're gonna hike to Middlebury Gap, and Sarah's husband's going to bring us pizza.
Yes.
All right, so what do you want to say today, Sarah?
The evening was quite chilly. I would say it was in the low 40s. So we needed to stay all the way in our sleeping bags. My feet were cold, so I wore 2 pair of socks. Definitely a big change from the 95-degree heat wave last week. So we're getting ready to put some warmer clothes in our packs. But it's a beautiful day for hiking, so we'll talk to you later.
Yep, and you can see we do have our hats on. I got a fleece hat on, and Sarah's got Smart Wool's hat on. And last night, we've been with this group, and we got trail names. So yeah, so my trail name is Maple. And Sarah?
My name is Sweeps because I was sweeping my campsite, so they decided to call me Sweeps. And Karen has been handing out maple sugar candy that her husband made, so she is Maple. All
right, so we're gonna hike on, and hopefully we'll make it to Middlebury Gap. We do not have a lot of internet, or service once again, so it's very spotty. So don't worry about us, we're doing fine. If you want to follow us on Far Out, you're welcome to do that. It's an app that is free, and then I think you can just request or let us know, and we'll authorize you to follow us. All right, take care, bye. Well, good afternoon. Here we are. We have about a quarter of a mile left in our climb for the day. And we just thought we'd sit on this nice mossy rock here. It's very helpful because it's holding up our backpacks.
And the trees are holding up our feet.
Right. And I would show you, but then I would have to stop the camera. But anyway, we're getting exhausted, but we're gonna make it. Middlebury ski trail, one of those ski trails. We don't know what's ahead of us for ski trails. Hopefully there will be a place to stop and take a look at Sarah's water bottle. It goes above her. Yeah, it needs to go way down, but we're just gonna keep going with it. All right,
talk to you later.
Bye.
Good morning from the Long Trail. This is Karen and Sarah. We have just reached our halfway point. It is day 16, August 14th, and we just went up a very big hill. We entered the Breadloaf Wilderness, which is the longest wilderness that we've entered yet. And in those areas, there's minimal blazing and trail work that's done.
And last night we stayed at our goal destination, which was the Middlebury Snow Bowl on a lift. The sunset was amazing. We'll show pictures when we can. And then we thought we were going to have the place to ourselves, but 4 people came up and partied pretty much until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So we didn't get a lot of sleep, unfortunately. But we're on the trail, and this is what you look like when you miss family. Yeah, it must be nice to have long legs. Karen will be in the mud. Don't hurt yourself. Now you're stuck. Good luck. Should I push you?
What?
Should I push you?
No, no. I'm afraid to use that pole because I know.
Don't catch your pack.
Oh, shoot.
You have to aim way out in front of you with your feet. How about if you turn to the left when you go down? Oops, sorry. There, she did it.
My water bottle hit me in the eye.
Alrighty, it's like 12:40 p.m. We're heading to the second shelter, probably half a mile left maybe, if we're lucky, but we just came upon this Christmas tree farm. So if you're looking for a Christmas tree, I think you can get them for $5 if you hike up to here. They're really nice, like they're so cute, like little ones, like look at those two little ones over there. Right, 5-mile hike. You most likely will, oops, sorry, see a moose or lots of moose scat because in the last 3/4 of a mile it's all we've seen, and it's a lot of it's fresh. See, look at all that. And then up ahead of Sarah, it's still Christmas. So, and yep, and in the distance, way in the back, there's some Christmas trees hopping up right there in the middle. There you go, and you can hear the chickadees. All right, it's been good afternoon. Just wanted to come on and say that this is what a green tunnel looks like. You have no views, and that's all you see is basically the same stuff. You might see a little bit of scat in places where we saw moose scat earlier today. But now we're just coming down, and the trail's been pretty narrow and washed out down to rocks. You can kind of see what the traffic looks like here. It's warmer today, probably in the, I don't know, I'm sweating to death, so 68 or above probably. But we are heading to Emily Proctor shelter, which is a very short day today. I think, well, this is a little interesting here. We just changed. So this is how it changes. Something just like this. I don't know what these are, but they remind me of sumac. No clue what they are. But that was a nice part of the trail. We've been scaling rocks today and roots. A little bit of mud. We have no water. We're hiking 7 miles to get water today. We started out with water, but we have to ration. And I think I'm getting a little dehydrated. So we're not very far from the shelter, so that's good. I'm gonna get hydrate, and hopefully my body will go back to normal. Starting to get a little tired. All right, happy trails. Good morning. This is August 15th.
Yes, and it's the 17th day on our 17th day on the trail.
And we are, we actually stayed at the Emily Proctor shelter. I was in the shelter all by myself, so that was kind of good because I could make as much noise as I, oh shoot. Sorry, dropped the phone. Okay, now it's all mud. Okay, anyway, we stayed at Emily Proctor shelter. I had a earlier day because my feet were not moving at all yesterday. They seem to be better today. My muscles are just really, really tired, I think, and dehydration yesterday. So we're carrying about 5 to 6 pounds of water with us, right?
Right.
Because there's no water. So we did water up at the Emily Proctor. We are trying to make Lincoln Gap today, and we are doing part of the presidentials, so the Vermont presidentials. So anything else?
So we went to Wilson Overlook View today, and we were able to see Mount Scottney from there, and lots of pretty mountains.
Yeah, so it's getting a little bit better on the views, but right now we're currently on a trail in the middle. I don't know if you can see. We just plopped our bags down on rocks to take our 2-mile break, and that was included a snack break and hydration and bathroom break.
Yes, and we have also continued to see lots of moose poop. So the moose are active and around. We have not seen one yet, though.
No,
Maybe, hopefully.
And we may have seen a bear print back there too, but we just saw bear scat possibly. So it's very active in this area. So maybe we'll see something we could show you. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon from the Long Trail. This is Sweeps and Maple. We have just had a 1-day rest, zero, and we did our zeros at home, which was nice. We could see our families and pack up what we needed, have a little rest and relaxation. And we're starting out on the trail today, and we're just going a little ways to get to the second shelter. Tomorrow is supposed to be a very big climb, so we're hoping that by going halfway up and being in a dry spot tonight, that will set us up for our big day tomorrow. It's a bit wet on the trail. It was raining all night. And when we left the trail the night before last, the last hour of our hike down was pouring rain. I would say there were like 3 inches of puddles that we were walking through. My sneakers are still a little damp.
Yep, mine are too. Glenn actually met us on the trail, so his shoes are worse. He's got some Keen like leathers, and they are not going to dry for a while. So in the back, I'm not sure if you can see that mountain range. That's what we climbed the other day. Yeah, so it was pretty massive, and it was nice to take a good break. And I've got resupply for 14 days, ready to go. My pack is 33 point, I think it was 2 or 4, something like that. I was able to shave down When I did the video for you guys, it was at 35.8 and I said, no way. Was it 35? No, 30.
I think it was more than 35.
Yeah, I think it was like, yeah, it was awful. It was awful. So I shaved off about 2 pounds. So actually it's 33.4 or something like that. So that's a little bit more manageable, but it's still really heavy. And we will be going over Camel's Hump in a couple of days and resupply at Route 2 on Sunday. If you want to hike with us, let us know. I know a lot of people do hike Camel's Hump, and it's going to be quite lovely this weekend and pretty hot, but you know, on Camel's Hump it's going to be nice and cool. So come out and join us. All right, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we are, or I am, Sarah's ahead of me. She's grabbing 2 tent spots. So I'm probably 4/10 of a mile left. And I just came across this pond. All this moss on this rock. It's like lime green. It's so cool. And there's some more. We've been following ledge almost the entire day, although it's a very short day. We busted out 5.9 miles rather quickly. The first mile up to Molly Stark, like Lookout, whatever it's called, took a while. I think it was 85 minutes because it was so super steep, slippery from the rain yesterday and today. But other than that, after that section, it was pretty good. As you can see, I'm going uphill, slow and steady is Karen's pace. I'm sure Sarah already has her tent set up. But anyway, I just wanted to show you part of the trail. Happy trails.
Good morning from the Long Trail. This is Sweets and Maple, and we are just leaving, which camp? All the days run together. But today we will be traveling on to Burnt Rock, and we've seen signs in our shelter that say do not attempt when it's wet because it's very dangerous. So we're not really sure what we're getting ourselves into today. But you probably can't see, but behind us are some pretty big mossy rocks. It's been raining for the last couple of days in the woods, so the rocks are still wet. But it's going to be a nice day, and we're hoping that the rocks on Burnt Rock are dried by the time we get there. And if you'd like to come hike any section, please feel free to join us.
The shelter I just remembered was Cowles Cove. There was just Sarah and I and this one other couple from Chicago, young couple. We all tented on the platform. Uneventful night, really. Nothing harmonious or anything.
Even though I found this morning when I was packing up that I left my lifesavers in the tent.
Oh. Oh, I think I left something too, candy or something, but I think they had their bear bag in their tent, so, because they didn't get their bear bag. Yeah, so anyway, make sure you hang up your bear bag, you store your bear canister, or you tie your sack to a tree. Respect all hikers. All right, you guys take care. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Burnt Mountain, and the description in Far Out says it can take up to 5 hours to get up here. Hold on. My Fitbit says, my Apple Watch says it took us 1 hour and 30 minutes. And that mountain range right over there, Sugar Bush, and Mad River Glen. Take a look at the summit. We hiked that. And Sarah's up top. It can't tell if it's an open summit or not. That's why I'm doing the video down here. But I'm sure, oh, I see her. Hold on. Sarah, say hello.
Hello, I'm on top of the world.
And I'm sure we'll be going way over there later today. Is it Eisenhower, maybe? Ethan Allen. So we're really not at the summit yet.
No, I think it's up.
Yeah, so actually, forget the 1 hour and 30 minutes. Took us 1 hour and 30 minutes to go here, but we probably have like 1/10 left, but you're scaling, so that takes a while. But anyway, we'll check back at this real summit. Alrighty, this is a true summit. It took us about another 15 minutes to get here, so 1 hour and 45 minutes. And I'm not a fast hiker. And again, those are the mountains over there, that mountain range. We hiked that a couple days ago before zero. If you can hike Burnt Mountain, it is super challenging. Do it on a dry day because you don't want to do this wet. It would be extremely dangerous, like they say, in the right up, on far out, and in the shelter. In a little while, we're going over there, and then over there, and then next day would be Camel's Hump. All right, I just navigated that and fell on my butt right directly across from where Sarah is right now. They have this nice little...
You don't have like a bad ending to the video.
There's a rope that we didn't think would be useful, but it most certainly is being...
I don't trust this rock. It's very slimy and slick.
Oops. Yeah, it was fine until you get to that area, and they say this trail is incredibly hard and difficult and risky when wet. So the sun has not dried this area. So no matter how grippy your shoes are, yeah, that's where I fell.
I have one more knot. It's quite wet here. Whoa.
I wonder if she's gonna crash in the same spot as me. Doesn't look like it. Nice.
A ballerina twirl.
Sweet. She does have to get
I can't fall yet because there's still wet rocks.
Yeah. All right. Good morning. See this big boulder in front of me? That's like maybe 2 feet in front of my head. All the way up there is where we're going. I'm out of breath because I think I just climbed before this like 6 or 7 flights of stairs, feels like. But anyway, it's all straight up this morning. Looks like Camel's Hump is not going to be kind to us after breakfast. So we'll see you at the top. Okay, I think I'm on. Yes, I'm blinded by the sun coming to the east here. It's way up there. But after that seriously steep climb, listen to me. That'll be next probably. I was rewarded with this beautiful view like no other. So far, and we're so close. And I think way over there, right, that mountain beyond the green here is what we did yesterday. And this is what we did yesterday too. I just don't know how we came down. Probably in the middle-ish is my guess, but this is amazing. This is called the Ledges. It's one of a few ledges, and the trail came from that away, and I'm not looking over the edge there because I'm too scared of heights. So I'm gonna chill here, make sure Sarah makes it up, and then we'll be onward. And it looks like the trail turns to a little flat, hopefully, because we can't go much higher. All right, now I didn't look up the trail and I thought it was flat. However, this must be the Ledges, way up there. I have no idea how we're gonna get there. This could be really challenging for me because I don't like heights, but it's beautiful looking at it. And if you've never hiked the Long Trail, you go by these white blazes. Sometimes they're on ledges, sometimes there's on trees, sometimes there's none. You can see actually down there's one right there, and they paint them every so often, sometimes not at all, but anyway, we're still climbing. Everyone, we have just come across the boardwalk. This is by the Barnes Camp, and if you would love to learn about, here's a beaver built wetland over here. It's fantastic to come down here and look at everything. We just started the boardwalk, but there's the notch right there, socked in. But it's really cool. I'll just give you maybe a 30-second tour of it. And the floor base of this boardwalk is that really nice, I don't know what it's called, but it's not the wood, it's that really expensive wood. Anyway, it's just a sanctuary out here. Lots of wildflowers. Hey, blue skies. We just had to put our back covers on because we got a downpour, and you can see on the leaves, they're all wet. So here's building a natural community. You know, we haven't seen a moose yet. I'd rather see one from distance than one looking straight at me and charging me. And there's a nice little turtle. We haven't seen a turtle yet. Okay, so I'm not gonna show it all because you can come here and enjoy it yourself. There's Sarah up ahead. Say hello, Sarah. Okay, we are not at Madonna yet, and we're not at the Sterling Pond, but we're getting close, 0.2 maybe. And I thought I'd show you this awesome trail. But the rocks aren't awesome, but the trees around us are great. And if I turn around, you'll see Sarah.
Hello.
All right. Okay, we're gonna go onward. Hope to get to Madonna for lunch. We've been climbing up stuff like this for over a mile. Very slow going. Sarah's always a fast hiker, but look how slow she's going. We are trying to summit Madonna right now. From where I am, it's 0.2. Oh, and Sarah's pretty much almost out of water. And she said there's some up there maybe. Whoa, sorry. Anyway, we're gonna have lunch at Madonna. See you soon. It's still morning out here, and we wanted to show you the trail today because we have not been going up and down humongous rocks. The trail has changed to something that all hikers love to hike. So we've gone through pine needles, leaves. I mean, there's been quite a few roots and sections, but this section is Wonderful. So we will be tackling Laraway Mountain in a little while, and then it'll be all downhill to the shelter. All right, have a great day. All right, down the trail about maybe 1/4 to 3/10, we found this nice brook. I think it's called Cotting Brook. Cotting Hollow, maybe, because we're in a hollow. It's not the cleanest water we have found, but it's water. So we are happy about that, because some of the shelters above and spots are dry. So we got to water up, so that means 6 pounds of water to hydrate us. Oops. Okay, it's Monday. I don't even know what day anymore. But I just want you guys to all know that this trip is not 100% fun. Once again, the humidity is so bad. I think every single day it has been at least 80 to 100% humidity. I'm not joking. And today's been a really rough day. Just to let you know, Haystack Mountain is not maintained very well. There's overbrush into the trail. Every 20 feet there's mud. There's mud bogs that go apparently up to your thigh. Luckily I didn't land in the bog. And then it's so dry. Look at the trail. It's awful. This section. Thankfully, a trail angel left a box of water, and there were 8 bottles left, and I needed 3 because there's no water, I believe, at the shelter. So I'm gonna carry on up this hill and probably have another 4/10 of a mile to get to Hazen's Notch. guys, this is the last day of the long trail, and I am behind Sarah, and once again, her Crocs keep swinging back and forth all 272 miles of the long trail. And since it poured last night, we have Ursacs, and her Ursac is drying and it's swaying just like those Crocs. Can you imagine? 272 miles. Yes, you can go down there. You gotta touch it. That's about the finish line.
It's easier on this